ICT, I think, plays a critical role in rural development. And in that sense, isn't different from the role ICT plays in urban development. The need to communicate and the need to send and receive information that's relevant to your life doesn't change whether you live in a rural community or you live in a city. The challenge, though, I think, for ICT in rural and remote areas is that these people are much harder to reach. So connectivity becomes more of an issue. But that basic need to communicate and to have access to timely information is the same whether you are a farmer in a rural area or an urban dweller. We all realize that there are many, many positive examples that are happening. What's important to realize that those things are happening in the marketplace today. Those things are happening in a dynamic manner. There are innovative uses of technology that are happening in the hands of the users and in the hands of the market. So the first thing that I would say was to listen to those forces, because the markets are working very interestingly. Therefore, the private sector has a big role to play. And if they're not at the table looking at co-creating solutions, then we're only really seeing one half of the story. The other thing I would point out is that so much of the innovation isn't necessarily happening at the private sector level, but the actual use that users in rural and remote areas put their products or their devices to, that you and I might never imagine. So in my keynote address, I spoke of the importance of understanding demand drivers, and that, I think, would be my big message, that to really look at making user-friendly solutions for rural development, one needs to have a very demand-driven focus and not a supply-led focus. So this would be, I think, for me, the key piece. Although it was hard to free my schedule to come, I'm really glad I came, because sometimes you need a day and a half or 2 days away from your day-to-day work so you can lift your head up instead of looking down at what you try to do on a daily basis, and talk to people, engage, find out where the good ideas are lying, find out what the common challenges are. So I take away a lot of very interesting contacts. I met some people here I would never have met otherwise, and learned about their experiences, taking it back to Washington and back to the World Bank and to InfoDev to see where future collaboration could lie.